Well, here's the management of Essel Propack now on ET Now. It's better offtake in US, Egypt, the India growth. We've seen single digit, and the margin performance has been muted as well. Here's Ashok Goel, the chairman and managing director of Essel Propack, joining us. Good afternoon, Mr. Goel. Always a pleasure chatting with you. If I look at the India business growth this quarter versus Europe, how has it panned out? Are you satisfied, and how are you going to turn this around?
Right. Yeah, so this quarter, the overall numbers are not as bad. The top line has grown 13.3%, bottom line has grown 20%. If you look at different geographies, AMESA grew. AMESA includes India and Egypt, grew 7.3%, wherein Egypt grew at 18.8%. US Americas grew 25%, and Europe grew about 10%, 10 plus percent. So it's always a different growth pattern in different geographies. That's the nature of the business. And India particularly was depressed against our plan. Was primarily because some customers were still cleaning up their pipeline. That has impacted the first quarter. Second quarter, we expect some pharmaceutical rule change that requires the generic brand name to be more prominent than the brand name. That's one. Second, I think there are certain other issues on different molecules combining together. So there are some regulatory issues. As a result, some pharma offtake that we had planned in this year or this quarter and coming quarter, that has been impacted adversely. Otherwise, business is generally good.
What is the impact of weak rupee in this quarter? How have you hedged your positions?
Well, as far as the forex volatility is concerned, we try and naturally hedge the receivables and payables. We try and keep in the same currency. So only the differential of the payable and receivables are hedged. So therefore, we don't have a huge exposure on the currencies. We don't do any speculative hedging or anything. It's just so what the foreign exchange only impacts to the extent of translation impact, because various currencies we ultimately report in Indian rupees. So in the translation process, it may impact. Otherwise, it hardly really matters to us.
What is the outlook on margin with the current level of crude, which impacts you, as well as rupee depreciation?
So let's talk about the raw material volatility first. First of all, only certain percentage of our raw materials that we use have undergone a price increase, which we will pass through in this quarter. The requests have already gone to the customers. The general raw materials is only beginning to harden up now. Against that, we have about 55% of our business which is contracted, which means that the price is already passed through. In the contract is passed through, which comes with the lag of 3 months, sometimes 6 months. But generally, it should not impact much on the margins. The other aspect you talked about growth. So we just announced day before yesterday our Assam unit coming up with commercial production. That we are starting with just 200 million capacity. Ultimately, it will go to 750 million tubes per year capacity over a period of next 18 months. We are already in the expansion mode of 2 units in Maharashtra here called Vasin and Wada, which are under expansion. Russia, I've already explained, we are under expansion. Germany, we may take for expansion, and even Poland may also go for expansion this year or maybe next year. So the organic growth that are happening across geographies, we will continue to do. And we will also look at inorganic opportunities if they come along.